Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy. Today we're going to be talking about accents and how to bring in accents into your Lightburn designs without having to draw them yourself. So if you're not an artist, it's really hard to figure out how to create all these accents like this. I'm going to show you how to do this today with minimal effort. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is select all of them and delete it. Now I'm going to come over here to my arts library down here, and if you don't see these libraries, you can just click up here on window and then click art library. Make sure there's a checkbox right next to it right there, and it'll be down here. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to bring in a graphic. Now you may not do it this way. You may come up here and you may import a graphic from one of your files. I always save all of my graphics in my art library in specific folders. This way I have access to them all the time. I don't have to import anything. So let's just come over here and just double click one of these to bring it out. And see, I have multiples in here, multiple different pieces of artwork that I've saved as one. And the way that I saved it in there was just by dragging over everything and clicking here, import graphic. And that would import it to this folder right here, whatever folder I'm actively working in. Well, I'm not going to import this one now because I already have it. But let's say that you just wanted to have the soldier right here. Well, you would come here, grab the soldier, delete the rest, and they're all still over here in your art library, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you just bring him out onto your work area, and now you've got a soldier that's ready to engrave. Now this is just one way of getting a graphic, but let me show you how to get accents. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my mom sayings, and I'm going to pick a mom saying, double click on it, and I'm going to make it a little bigger so I can work with it. Now this file, even though when I click on it, it's one file that I can move around, all of these files are created by people like me and others that design each piece of the file and put it together. So we can come up here and ungroup this, and you'll see now that every piece here is its own drawing. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this band of flowers off. I will come down here, I will click and drag from the right to the left to select everything there. Drag it off because this is two layers. Okay, so it can be, you know, deceptive looking if you grab just one. See what happens? That's why I click from the bottom. If I click from the bottom like this and I just touch the two files, it selects both of them. If I click from the top and drag right, it doesn't select anything. But you could also select both by dragging from the top right. You have to drag over the whole thing, which we couldn't do over here. So now we have this. So now we'll click from the bottom right and we'll group these. Okay? And we have one group. This is a particular accent that you use sometime in the future. So now I like this little guy over here. Let's drag over that. Oh, we didn't get it all. I didn't see that part there. I'll click undo. So we'll start from here, drag up like that, grab the whole thing out, group it up top, and now we have our second accent. And I kind of like this one over here too, so I'll drag over it. This should be a file. No, it's not. Interesting. Okay. It should be a file all by itself, but no, it's got that little background thing there. Drag it over. I'm going to come up here and group it. And maybe make it a little bit bigger like so. And I like this one in the middle. So let me click and delete some of these letters because this is a font, custom font. It's not going to be any good to anybody. Get rid of all that. And now I'll click from the top left to the bottom right to select everything there but nothing else. And I'll drag that out. And I will come up here and group it again. And now I have my little accent like that, which I really kind of like. I like that one. I like all of these in here, as a matter of fact. So let's get rid of all of this text that's in here. Get rid of all the text. Now I can drag over this. This doesn't have to be grouped. It's one item all by itself. Make that larger. Now I can drag over this one. This one needs to be grouped. See, the the group icon lit up, we'll group it, bring it over, make it a little larger. Now drag over this one, we'll group it, bring it off, and I'll drag over this one. Now you see what I mean when I drag from the top left? Even though I'm touching the one that's underneath, it's not going to select it because I'm dragging from the top left. Okay? But if I was dragging, let me undo that and show you. If I were dragging from the bottom like this, as soon as I touch the second one, it selects everything. Well, there we go. That's the right way to drag. That doesn't need to be grouped. It's one item. This one doesn't need to be grouped. It's one item. And this one is also one item. There we have some accents. So now what do we do with these to save them? All of these accents can be used on future projects. So I'm going to come down here to my art library, and I'm going to click New. And I'm going to, in here I'm going to say Accents. Okay? And if you've watched my video on creating libraries, you'll know that you should create on your desktop a folder called Lightburn Art. And that's where you keep all of your art libraries. So I'm going to call this one Accents and say Save. Now I have a completely blank folder here called Accents. So now all I do is click on one. Down here I say Import Graphic from Project. I give it a name. I'm just going to name it 1. And there it is. It's in there in my art library. And now I can delete this one because it's there permanently. And you can do the same thing for all of the rest of the ones that you have here. And have these saved forever for future projects. You can give them descriptive names. You know, you can name it whatever you want. But you see how it's populated the Accents folder? So now that you have a good idea of how to do that, I'm just going to bring one more in. And then I'm going to get rid of the rest of these. And let's do something else. So let's go to Halloween. And let's see, let's bring in this guy right here. So we've got the ghost, and the only thing that I would probably want from this would be the bat. So I will drag over that bat, bring it over here, group it. You know, I might even want that RIP, but it looks like it's connected over here. Well, let's see what happens. Well, now we have our bat, so I can come back over here to Accents with it selected, click Import Graphic, call it 5, and now the bat is in there permanently. So I can get rid of that. We'll just click on it, delete it, and let's see what we got here just for fun. So we'll drag, okay, so we got that, we got that, we got this. And I was right, the P is not part of it. However, you see how it's ungrouped. So if I press Control and D, it duplicated it just now, and then I can just move it off to the right side, and there we go. You see that? So now I can group this, import it as number 6. And now I have an RIP for any of my Halloween stuff. So I'll just do a select all, Control and A, delete those, and we'll come back over here to fishing as an example. So let's say that, let's pick something with, here we go. Now, let's say that you hate the saying keep calm, like I do. Well, the best thing you could do with this, we'll go ahead and select it, ungroup it, and then we're going to go ahead and delete that. And we're going to say, we'll put some new text in there. Have fun. How about that instead? Have fun and go fishing. And we could put this to anything we want, and I think I would probably want good times. So I'll type good times, and we'll make this one a little bit bigger, like so. And you see this little blue dot right over here? I'm going to just grab that little blue dot and twist it a bit and snap it into the middle, and then grab this corner, press Control so that it shrinks down at the same size, And I think that probably looks good right about there. And maybe I'm going to move it up to see if it actually aligns. It's pretty close. I think that's pretty close. I think that's good right there. So now we've actually changed this graphic and we can use it as is. But that wasn't the purpose of this particular video. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And now you see we have this accent up here. So now this is grouped. So we don't even need to group this one. All we have to do is import it. Actually, I'm in the wrong folder. We got to come back to accents. And I'm going to import graphic. I'm going to call this one 7, just to make things easy. And then I can get rid of it. But now here comes some fun stuff. Stars. Now we don't need all 3 stars. We just need 1, because we can duplicate them. We can put in as many as we want into our design. So now we will take that star, which does not have to be grouped, import that as number 8. And do you see how quickly we're building a library of accents here? So we'll get rid of that. Now we can get rid of these stars over here to give us some more access, to this fish thing over here. And let's take a look at what this is. It won't select it this way. So this is all one graphic. It's all grouped. And that's a good graphic to use for many things. So we'll just go ahead and import this one. And that's number 9. Then we can click on it and delete it. And we have some more cool accents over here. I mean, I'll take this. And again, we don't need to import 2. This is already grouped. This is one group. So all we need is this one. Because when we bring this out onto our graphic, what we'll do is, if we needed 2, we'll just press Control D to duplicate it. Bring it over a little bit. And come up here and flip it vertically. Like so. And there we go. Exactly what we want to outline a word. But we don't need this one because we can just do that. So we'll take this one and import it as number 10. And now we have that one forever. And you can dismantle all of these graphics. Here's another great one right here. I love this one. So we're going to import this one as number 11. And that one is good to go. And all of this is all trash, because we've already got everything that we need, including this one. So this is how you make your accents. If you're wondering where you get the graphics from, well, you know you've probably been out buying them on Etsy or whatever. But there's lots of places where you can download graphics. You can purchase them for, you know, $1 or $2. And I even have my own graphics website. If you're a patron of my channel at Patreon, you get those graphics for 90 to 100% off. So there are thousands of graphics on my website that you could snatch for free. But that's basically how we build this art library. And you can do it with anything. You can also have an art library called Photos. And you could, you know, bring in an actual photo. I have my grandson as a devil. So, I mean, I could create a new one called, let's say, grandson, as an example. And I would come here to my desktop, Lightburn Art, and that's where I would save it. And now I have grandson over here. And this photo, I can import as his name, for example. And now it's there permanently. So I never have to go look for it again. So that's pretty much it. I mean, quick video today, just showing you how to make your own accents. Oh, by the way, I just had my surgery. Thank you for all the wishes on my shoulder. It's really hard to do things with the mouse. I've learned how to left-hand the mouse. I think I'm getting pretty good at it. I just wanted to thank everybody for all the well wishes on my forums and in the other platforms. I really appreciate that. So if you're interested in getting any graphics and you were looking for, you know, some high quality stuff, you can head over to my store and grab some over there. How about this girl right here? This is the kind of stuff that you'd be looking at. Isn't that beautiful? And like I said earlier, for my Patreon patrons, that's kind of hard to say, everything in my store is 90 to 100% off. So I hope this video helped you when it comes to creating accents, and I thank you for watching.